Hello, DJ Earth here. How are you doing? First of all, I want to say thank you for everybody who tuned in to the stream on that pretty naff performance against Charlton. It's just typical Sunderland, isn't it? They bring you up, then they bring you down. It was just there was no connection with the players. We were like a circuit board, but the wires weren't connected. We were so disjointed. I mean, Brian. I mean, the amount of times we mounted an attack, and there was space there, and all you had to do was just thread the ball in that space. And I remember one move where he just seemed to toe peg it into no man's land straight out to a throw-in to give possession back to Charlton, and he did that for most of the game. McGeady's just ran out of steam, just constantly trying to take players on, trying to get past his man, his trademark, get an extra yard, and get the cross in, but it just weren't happening. And when he was getting crosses in, they weren't getting past the first man. There was quite a few corners as well that were taken that weren't even getting past the first man, getting into the box. And you wonder, a professional footballer should at least get the ball into the box, decent one, The only chances I can sort of have, there was three of them when the keeper made two good saves, and then when we hit the angle at the crossbar. But the most frustrating thing is Charlton didn't really have that many open chances. Hoffman didn't really do much, but neither did their keeper, to be fair, to be honest with you. Charlton seemed to close us down quickly. We just ran out of ideas totally. I mean, especially the second half, where we're just flat and we just look lost. And I've said things like, "Oh, we're just a playoff team at best," and yeah, fair enough. It's a bit early to say, but that's just frustration. I think, because it's bloody Charlton again. And yes, how can it be a bogey team? Because every season you play them, they're a different team. You know what I mean? It's not the same team as what you played. So, in theory, it's different, but it's just the name Charlton seems to have a curse, like Portsmouth, and it's just bizarre. But the next two games, league games, Rotherham away, Sheffield Wednesday away, I think we'll be able to tell where this squad is at. If we lose them two, then I'm going to have to say that this squad is playoff material, at best, at a push. If we win them both away, then, we're going places, without a doubt. But that's going to be the telltale. I mean, I know we've got a match coming up in the Carabao Cup, but I ain't judging that. It's nice if we do win, if we get into the quarters, great. But let's face it, we're not going to go and win that competition, are we? Not like the pizza trophy. We ain't going to win that. The pizza trophy, we've got a chance, of course we are winning that, but the League Cup, it's just not going to happen, is it? Because once you get amongst the big boys and stuff, it's just not going to happen, so I won't forget that. But it was just worrying the way we performed. Even the Stadium of Light was really quiet. It was dead. There was nothing to shout at. It looked flat. There's no atmosphere. There's just nothing to shout about. And their goal, the header, and it was already over the line when 09 tried to keep it out with his hand. And it's just bizarre. And I think, yes, we are going to lose games, and you are going to lose games at home. You go to the matches, you watch the lads, you're going to have that gamble where you'll be walking home disappointed, and that'll happen with every single team. There's no team going to win every single game at home or away. I mean, Wigan lost against MK Dons. It happens. Plymouth have lost. It is just going to happen. But it's the percentage of how many times you lose, and especially at home and against the poor teams. It's alright losing the odd game because it's going to happen, but if you want to get up in the top two, if you've lost a game, then you need to win the next four on the bounce, 4 or 5 on the bounce if you want the top two. That is the form you've got to do, and if you lost the next one, because it will happen to all the teams, you'll find the teams around you will win the next 4 or 5. You know what I mean? The top two will win the next 4 or 5. And if Sunderland are going to get into a pattern where they'll win 2, lose 1, win 2, draw 1, win 2, lost 1, that's not going to get them automatic promotion. And that seems to be the pattern at the minute. We won the last 2 away games, and then we played NAF, lost against Charlton. That is an automatic promotion form. I don't know. I look at the squad when we played Charlton, and McGeady, it should have been played in the middle, because yes, we've got the song, he runs down the wing. He does run down the wing, but his engine's knackered. He's getting on. He would have been better in the middle of the park, laying off some good passes for the forwards to run off. And when I mention forwards and stuff, I do think the transfer window can't come quick enough, because we can't just rely on Ross Stewart. We're still just not quite the finished article to get us over the line, I don't think. To me, 09, McGeady, Gooch, there's 3 players, to be honest with you, I wouldn't miss if they left the club or they didn't play again, and they seem to be the weak links. I mean, people keep saying 09, yeah, he's a great lad. Yeah, but great lads don't get you titles, don't get you promoted. You've got to go by how good they are. And to me, I'm sorry, they're just not good enough. And that side, especially yesterday, just didn't fill me with confidence. And the same against Portsmouth and stuff, and Burton. We just have these really naff performances. Crew, yes, we murdered them, but Crew were absolutely awful. I think they're dead and buried. But it's the big name teams which I think is going to be there and thereabouts. Even Ipswich, the Charlton, the Portsmouth, the Plymouth sort of thing. Sorry, interrupted by me kids. I can't remember where I was there. I think I was on about the lines of 09 and McGeady and them. They're not good enough. We just haven't got that. If we were a big poisonous snake or we're a killer snake, but we haven't got the venom. We haven't got that killer instinct. And there's still big teams. I think Sheffield Wednesday and the Ipswiches and the Portsmouths and the Charltons. I don't care what anybody says, but Charlton's going to be up and there and thereabouts in the in the playoff places. But we have beaten Wickham well, and we beat Wigan, but as we know, it's all through the season, and there's been a few performances this season where we just haven't really played well. I mean, even when we've won, we've not really played well. Like the Gillingham match, it was scrappy, wasn't it? And we've got to win Sheffield Wednesday out there and Rotherham away if we're wanting top 2. If we're wanting the playoffs, then win 1, possibly draw 1 or draw them both. But you've got to be the pace setters. We're Charlton the better side. I just think they slightly edged it. Did Charlton edge it? Maybe it's just slightly. I didn't think they were really all that. I think there was gaps in the defences. We weren't creative at all. They were quite good down the wings, but they weren't that special. I mean, I don't think they really sort of deserved the win. I thought we gave them the win because we were just toothless. I can't even think who a man of the match would be, to be honest with you. But like I say, it's done. It's water under the bridge. We didn't want playoffs, no, because it just doesn't work. And games in hand with Sunderland doesn't work. You hear the happy clappers saying, "We've got games in hand. We'll be fine." Since when have we won games in hand? When we've had a chance to go 3 or 4 points clear at the top. So since when have we actually won the games in hand? We haven't. We're just dog shit at things like that. Games in hand. It just ain't gonna happen. Just forget the games in hand. To me, the January transfer window cannot come quick enough because there's still a lot of shit players in this team. To be honest with you, that not put it this way, they'll get absolutely skinned alive in the Championship. They'll get torn to bits. So that's my review of the Charlton match. It wasn't good, it wasn't terrible, but it's certainly not automatic promotion quality. So we'll catch you later, and we'll see what we'll do at Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday. Toodaloo.